Mr. Derek.
Is that the name?
Yes, I'm Mrs. Asanji Yvette.
Okay, Mrs. Asanji Yvette. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
As I said before, she is a marriage and relationship counselor. She's worked for a long time in the media. Of course, I knew her long before as a media professional.
Yeah.
And now she's moved forward. She's using her media know-how to change lots of families. You're welcome to joining us once again, ma'am.
It's my pleasure, Mr. Derek.
To say the least, the gown is everything
good. I'm flattered right now. Thank you.
To come to the video show with this kind of a gown tells me that you really, really value our program. Thank you, ma'am.
Oh, it's a pleasure being here. This is a nice place.
And my very, strong regards to the loving husband, the guy they say that we look alike. I will show you his picture later on in the show. But you like to see him,
Yeah.
Some people see me somewhere and they call me Asanji.
Oh, yes.
And some see Asanji and they call him Baka, So it's interesting to know that.
The same height, the same everything, looks, everything.
All right. So, ma'am, you're welcome. You should be from Donga Matum. I don't know which part, but you should be from Donga Matum. Right?
Yes, I'm from Binka. Precisely, yes, from Binka in Donga Matum.
Okay.
But I grew up in Kambe.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, in Kambe town.
So if somebody gets to Kambe and wants to go to Binka, what's the road?
Just say you pay 500 francs. But now we know that with our early roads, it's not very motorable.
Yeah.
So you might end up paying more than 500 francs to get yourself to Binka.
Okay. Is there anything particular about the Binka people want to share with us?
Yeah, Binka is known. The first thing that comes to my mind is the pancake.
Yeah.
Yes. We have these Muslims in Binka that does very special pancake.
Okay.
Not with anything, but with rice.
Rice.
And if you eat it, you want to have more of it. It's very exceptional. That's one thing you can know Binka with. And another thing you can know Binka with is yellow yams.
Okay.
Yes, we have yams. And also Binka is a touristic site. There's a part in Binka where you have very big stones, It's just wonderful if you have to go there.
You sound like a real proud Binka woman.
Oh, proud. Binka is, we used to call Binka Small London.
Small London.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, to say the least, my brother has already snapped her and taken her to Santa. So.
Yeah, I've been relocated from Binka Kambe Donga Mantung. Now I am in Santa.
Exactly.
Yes.
Okay. I see elements of the Bamenda-ness in your gown. How do you feel when they call you Bamenda woman?
Oh, we have a wonderful culture.
Yeah.
I must tell you, I'm proud of it. If you look at me, this is our culture.
Yeah.
Our culture is our identity. Yes, it identifies, it speaks of us. And one thing you will see is even the whites are wearing this.
Yeah.
To tell you that this is something that everybody loves.
I love it too. Well, maybe just very quickly, do you feel any problem when they call you Bamenda woman?
No, I know. I know the recent crisis.
Yeah.
They say people are on ground zero. Yeah, we're on ground zero and we are there. After everything, ground zero is our home. We're not going to leave ground zero for Yaoundé, Douala. We'll stay here, and by the grace of God, God is going to help us.
Wow. So nice. Some particular thing you love about Bamenda? Apart from the outfit, because by days, of course, tells me that you were so passionate about that outfit.
All right. I think I would still prefer Bamenda to any other town.
Okay.
If I were to choose a town to stay in, I would still prefer Bamenda because of the climate. Let me start with that. Yes, Bamenda has a moderate climate, not too cold, not too hot. Unlike Douala, that sometimes when I get to Douala, I can barely put on dresses. Yeah, I'm not used to. I know that those in Douala will be like, no, it's okay with us. But some of us who we are Bamenda people, when we get to Douala, we feel uncomfortable for a while, maybe before we get to cope with.
That's right.
But Bamenda is having a good climate, a good weather. Yeah. Everybody, if you come to Bamenda, I think you can cope, even from Yaoundé, Douala, or wherever you are. You can cope.
What about her people?
Sorry?
The people in Bamenda, the Bamenda people.
The people in Bamenda, they are welcoming.
Yeah.
Yes, this is one thing I want to say, even with the Anglophones in general, we are welcoming and we are one and another skipper. You won't come to somebody's house and the person is drinking a cup of water and won't bother to give you. When you come and you're welcome, they'll give you, hey, this is what I'm having. Share with me. So you always have this welcomeness from the Bamenda people.
All right. Of course, that's very crucial to this conversation. You know, the BD show is particular about the city of Bamenda, her progress, the distance covered so far, and the people that make Bamenda thick. And that's why we are glad to have this marriage and relationship counselor with us today to help us build our families. Well, it's her profession. She's a professional in the area. And so today she'll be helping us identify problems that we have in our family. Just to start with, Madam Yvette, how did you begin the journey? This journey to being a marriage and relationship counselor. I informed you before that I knew you as a media professional.
Yes, yes. Let me say, the time you knew me, I was in the media, but then my counseling journey started long ago.
Okay.
I would like to first of all make you understand that counseling is not a job.
Okay.
It is not a job. It's beyond being a job. Even though people pay for their sessions, but it's something beyond, because we're dealing with people's emotions. We're dealing with confidential things. You know, it's somehow related to nursing. It's a caring profession, but it's so unique.
Okay.
Yes. So, and one thing I would just like to add before I start, I talk about my journey in counseling is more of a calling. Not everybody can be gifted to, you know, to counsel people.
Yeah.
It's more of a calling, you know, because sometimes what you see is the Holy Spirit helps us. It helps us in carrying out our counseling. But going back to your question, my journey began, you'll be surprised, about 10 years ago.
Okay.
Yes. 2011, 2012, I worked with Millennium TV in Cambe. And I had a show I actually brought up a show on the TV titled Emotional Break.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was the presenter of that show, and what we do on the show is it was a live show.
Okay.
We get people send in their problems, you know, and I have a guest that I've invited. Then the guest, you know, together with the guest, we try to see how we can address people's issues.
Okay.
So it started as little as that. I just had passion to see how I can help relationships, you know, in the little way I can. Even though by then I was not even trained. I was going about it so unprofessional, but I just had something in me burning to see that I help somebody, you know, have a happy relationship or a happy marriage.
Yeah.
So I started with that program on Millennium TV. Those that were in Cambe by then they could tell you. Yeah. And when I brought that program up, my manager was like, "Wow, this is wonderful. And do you think you're going to have people, you know, sending in your problems?"
Yeah.
I said, "I don't know." So with that question, it got me prepared. What I did was I had to write some questions myself and kind of act it up like somebody, like people sent it to me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I understand.
Yeah. So I kind of acted up like people sent it to me, and I had to start reading. And luckily enough, I had some few questions coming in that day, and my manager was surprised. He himself, he wasn't expecting, you know, for the first 1-2 shows on TV.
Yeah.
Yeah, you might not even have anybody, you know, participating, but it was kind of rare. From Millennium TV, 2013, 2014, I was in Kumbu working with City Community Radio.
Yeah.
And there I still had a program on marriage, on relationships, where I still try to see how I can help people, you know. So wherever I was, something is unique with me. It's either relationship or marriage.
Yeah.
Yes. So from City Community Radio in Kumbu, that I worked for a year, I now had to go on social media, started my career there, even before I got married.
Yeah.
I just had pleasure in trying to see how I can, you know, send out motivational quotes on relationships, on marriage. And that's how I started before I even got trained, went to school to be trained, and today I'm a US certified marriage counselor. Through the same passion, you also see that I've had programs with singles, had singles symposiums where we train singles.
Yeah.
You know, we talk to them, we prepare them for marriage. Because one thing we realize is that people prepare for every other thing except marriage. So we kind of prepare singles through that. Then we also have couples program. I think you were part of the program the last time.
I think that was the very first edition.
Yeah, that was you are right. That was the premiere edition.
Yes.
And it was wonderful. We had over 30 couples.
Yes.
You know, on red carpet, doing marriage talks, couples games, everything that will come and enrich marriage, spice up marriage, rekindle love, you know, and bring back the romance. And so that is how it has gone. And today, oh, before I forget, last year, 2020, I won an award as the best relationship marriage counselor in Cameroon.
That's a long journey.
Yeah.
Coming from a long, you know, you've come a long way.
So I can say that's just a summary of how I have started and where I am today.
Okay. Definitely, to be successful in anything, you must be patient. Take off time, build yourself, get to a professional level, do it rightly, and you'll definitely succeed. Of course, that's our journey. We're going to be taking a quick break here now. When we return, it will be time for us to find out a couple of other things from her. Will you want to know what it takes for family to survive in times of crisis, especially marriages? Well, if you're interested, just stay with us. My take is also still to come.